What is up, everybody? Stream 2 for today. We made it. For those of you who were watching this afternoon or this morning, late morning this afternoon, I was able to live stream. I did a crazy impromptu live stream wandering around the city with my buddy Marty. It wasn't planned. It just was like it happened, and I decided to stream, and Marty was cool with it. And so we were wandering around the streets of San Francisco on this beautiful, beautiful day that we had today. And we had a lot of fun. And a lot of you guys were there watching us traverse the streets, explore different neighborhoods like Telegraph Hill, which is where Lombard Street is, the crookedest street, and Coit Tower. And we walked to North Beach. We got some pizza, crossed over to Chinatown. We saw Cafe Zoetrope, which is Francis Ford Coppola's restaurant. And yeah, it was super fun. It was just a fun adventure in the city. And it was fun kind of documenting it on stream and walking around with Marty. Marty's always a blast to do that. And even before we started streaming, we had gone to part of Ghirardelli Square, and we went to, sorry, my cat is scratching at the door. We went to Ghirardelli Square, and we went to the Museum of the Mechanic Museum, which they had like old video games and arcade games, and walked around Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39. We just did the touristy things today, but it was so fun. It was really, really fun. And we got a sketch in there too. So yeah, that happened this morning. And I was telling all you guys, I was actually planning on doing the master study stream and inking another panel today during the day. But Marty was the one who said, hey, you want to go run around the city? And so I couldn't pass it up. And now we're here. So, but I do want to do another panel at least tonight and keep up with the schedule of inking this Will Eisner page. So that's why I'm streaming again. I got some energy. I am a little tired. I was telling Comrade Sammy earlier, I am, before the stream started, I am a little tired. We did quite a bit of walking. I actually should have looked at how many steps I walked. But yeah, I will make it. We'll make it through tonight, and we'll definitely get one panel done. Hopefully, we will get one panel done before I pass out on the table. So anyway, thanks for those of you who are here, like the chat ninja. Here she is, Comrade Sammy. And now that I'm at my desk, I can do the sound effects. Couldn't do them before while we were streaming, because I was streaming from my phone and I don't have access to the sound effects that way. So I just did my own impressions, my own vocal impressions of the sound effects, and they weren't that great. But, you know, we made do. So what's up, Comrade Sammy? Betting 30 minutes before you start dozing off and drawing in your sleep. That would be interesting. That would not be fun to watch, but that would be interesting. And I did show, as you saw in my comments, Comrade Sammy, I did show Marty your shelves. He was totally impressed. So thank you for keeping that post up a little longer than you had planned, just so that we could see it, just so that I could show it to him. But very cool. I don't know if I got the answer from you of whether or not that was like a webcam in the middle of it, but let me know what that is. Timmy Mello, hail chat. I may be in and out due to work in the background. No problem, Timmy Mello, but thank you for coming anyway. Are you working at home, or are you at the job, on the job? I am working on a sound effect for you. I have some ideas, and that's based on some information you gave last stream of, hang on a second, just want to adjust my volume, that you gave last stream about working for the Cleveland Guardians. So I think I think I have some ideas there. But anyway, welcome, and just pop in whenever you can. It's great to see you here. Yeah, I just posted that link for Invisible Jet Comics. She is still, the store is not officially open, but she does have hours for picking up when people who have subscriptions to pick up books, like a delivery window kind of thing. And she's also selling stuff online. Anything that you can do to support, if you can, to support her store. For those of you who don't know, Chris, who owns Invisible Jet Comics, was just about to celebrate her 1-year anniversary, and the building that her comic shop is in suffered a fire. Her store wasn't damaged, but there was water damage that came through because they had to put out the fire, and the water came through the ceiling. So she's in the middle of all that repair and figuring out what are next steps, but she definitely wants to try and keep business going. And in the meantime, so whatever you can do to support, if you can support, that would be amazing. But I'm always just trying to put the word out, just keep her in the forefront. She's posting a lot on her Instagram account just to keep the word out that she's still alive, she's still in business, and she's still fighting through it. So whatever I can do to support that, I am. So that's why I post that link in there. Timmy Mello says, I like that Spider-Man hoodie. Yeah, the one that she's wearing is really cool. I think it's a Spider-Gwen one. But yeah, I've only missed previews. Hell yeah, Emo Trash, what's up, Emo Trash? Good to see you again. Glad you're here. Was melting my brain. Glad for chill, rocky vibes now. Awesome. It's the late night Rocky. Late night Rocky. The soothing sounds of Rocky inking, breathing, drinking from my water bottle. All noises that are common to you guys who are regulars on this stream. But whatever I can do to distract you and accompany you as you are working through some of your assignments, I'm assuming, I'm here for that. Everybody's saying hello to Emo Trash. Love seeing the stream with you and Marty. It's never dull when you two are together. It's not. Marty's a great... It's funny because he's like, I don't want to be on stream all the time. But when he gets on camera, he is so funny. And that guy just makes me laugh all the time. We are just constantly laughing. And yeah, he's just a funny guy. He's one of my closest friends. And we're not just joking around all the time. Like, we've got some real talk, real life talk, and we are supporting one another and constantly encouraging one another, but we're also like totally criticizing one another as brothers do, and joking with one another, and it's just so much fun. He's such a good dude. So I'm glad that he was with me on that stream. He's so funny, so witty, and I'm just laughing all the time. I love hanging out with him. So I'm glad you enjoy that. I'm glad that comes through on the streams too. It's not a cam, it's a project. Oh, cool. A projector. That's awesome. Nice. It's like a whole little movie studio you're building for yourself. That's awesome. One of the many jobs Timmy Mello is working on. I don't get off until 12:30 a.m. Dang, I'll be working the Guardians tomorrow and Wednesday since they are back in town. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I've got an idea. Got an idea for a sound effect for you, just because you've got these MLB ties. That's amazing. That's really cool. I actually went to a baseball game Friday night. One of my friends had tickets, and we went to go watch an A's game, Oakland A's. And for those of you who know, the Oakland A's are actually leaving Oakland. It's been a huge disaster with ownership and the stadium there, and just how they've handled that baseball team. It's really a shame because Oakland has actually lost. They lost the Warriors. The Warriors are now in San Francisco, even though they're still called Golden State Warriors for basketball. They lost the Oakland Raiders, who are now in Las Vegas, and now they're losing the Oakland A's, the baseball team. Who knows where they are going? But it's really sad, because they had three. They were a major marketplace for all those sports, and they kind of squandered a lot of politics of why those teams left. So it's a shame. Lots of history with the Oakland A's, And my friend wanted to see one of the last few games that I think they have maybe only 4 or 5 more games left in that stadium, and that's it. So we went on Friday night and watched a game. Oakland lost. They lost to the New York Yankees. But it was a good game. It was a good game, and it was good just to be in that stadium and kind of appreciate it for the last time. So anyway, I love baseball, and so Timmy Mello, you and the baseball thing, yeah, I got some ideas. Currently learning that I can't actually draw. That's okay, Emo Trash. That is what art school is for. To remind us how much work we need to do, constantly do. And that will never go away, even after you're done with school. It's okay. But the nice thing is the next day you will have a different opinion and you will go, oh yeah, I can draw. I'm okay. I can do this. So don't fret. No assignments. Watch the Charlie Kirk Jubilee video from earlier this month. Okay. Nice. I don't even know what that is, but okay. Had to replay parts of it multiple times to wrap my brain around what some of them Charlie Kirk. Oh yeah, he's like a political commentary guy, right? Yes. Them little lefties were saying is all. I see. All right. Yeah, that'll scramble your brain a little bit. That will. I can watch your streams on the projector if you... I don't know about that, but hey, whatever you want to do, I can't stop you. A's final home game is this week. Yep, there you go. Yeah. So that'll be it. That'll be for the Oakland A's. I've never been an A's fan. I'm more a Giants fan myself, but it was always awesome to have that other fan base across the bay, and they'd have the Battle of the Bay, where the two teams, the Giants and the Oakland A's, would compete, and they'd have a trophy for that. So no more of that anymore. Kind of sad. They also have the third Naylor brother in their minor league system. Spend hours drawing boxes and circles. You'll be amazing how that simple trick can help you build drawing fundamentals, Emo Trash. Yeah. Do it. Any kind of like fundamental like exercises. It's just that's what this master study is for too. It's just exercising, just kind of keeping up. Today I exercised physically walking around the city, and now I'm going to exercise artistically, I guess, doing this master study. But it's good. You got to keep it going, keep up, even when you're tired, even when you don't want to do it. But I do want to do it. You got to keep trying, keep going. Awesome One is here. What's up, Awesome One?
Yes, that's awesome.
A late night. It's not too late. Maybe for you East Coasters a little bit on the late side, but 9 o'clock start time isn't too late for me. But yeah, we're doing two streams for today. 2 for the price of 1. The Coppola building didn't draw you into another universe. Weird. Yeah, I wish I could have gone deeper in. I mean, I guess I could have, but we were on a little bit of a time crunch. But I know there's, like, when you walk into the restaurant and you go deeper, like, down to the bathroom or down to the, like, lower level, they have more movie posters there. But it's pretty cool. And I totally forgot that it's still a working studio. I guess they have, like, editor rooms and, other places where they're actually still doing filmmaking there. So that's really cool. But yeah, it was neat to stop by there. Sammy, how goes the warehouse? You talking about the shelves? When I can't draw a figure, I pretty much doodle circles for reps. Yeah, it's great. It should do it. I should do it more. Working on a personal thing at the moment, kind of. 1122. 1122. Okay. 1122. What did I miss? Awesome One. Is that your social security number? Passcode? I've been inspired to draw one of my favorite cartoon characters because my boy managed to send me down an entire rabbit hole. All right. Awesome. Awesome One. Rocky made me put the post back up for my shelves if you want to see it. Yeah, check them out. I love how you piece that together with the different pieces of wood, which is crazy, but it's cool. It makes it really unique and awesome. Part of the problem is I'm doing a complicated pose without a reference because I'm a masochist. You could always reference yourself. Oh, 1122. Got you. I thought you were giving me your like ATM code. I was about to try it out. 11:22. Gotcha. So you're 2 hours advanced. I know I always get confused which one of you guys are 2 hours, which one of you are 3 hours. But got you. So yeah, we're still in the same day at least. Emo trash, yeah. I remember before, like when I was in school, this was before digital cameras, we would use, and Shanth, definitely with Shanth, my buddy Shanth in school, we would use Polaroid cameras to like take reference photos. But now with everybody's camera phone, you can totally do it yourself. So there's your reference right there. That building, I think, was abandoned for decades before Coppola came along. I think you're right. But that Cafe Zoetrope, or at least that whole Zoetrope studio, that's been there for a while, at least as long as I've been in San Francisco, which is over 25 years. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful building. It's kind of like this historic, beautiful architecture. So I love it. I've also been to another cool, like, NorCal, Bay Area film destination that I went with Shanth too, because it was so funny. Shanth popped into the chat to say we went there to Cafe Zoetrope, because we did. That's when I last went, was with him. But another great location to go visit is Skywalker Ranch, or there's also Lucas Studios in the Presidio. But George Lucas is a huge fan of the craftsman style architecture and decoration, and so it's just awesome to not only see all the artwork and the posters and the film stuff, but also the beauty of the architecture and the design of the buildings. Like, it's amazing, and it just gives you this feeling, this like, you're stepping into like this world of art and design and culture, and it's amazing. It's amazing what a space and a building will do. They have this incredible library. He has this incredible library in Skywalker Ranch of like reference stuff with like original Norman Rockwell paintings on the wall, and like this spiral staircase, beautiful lighting. It's incredible. And that, like, even when you walk in, it has like movie props, like the Indiana Jones whip and like the fedora and lightsabers, and yeah, it's amazing. Those kind of spaces. I love it. I cannot reference myself floating in the air with a staff. I am afraid. Well, you can get some of the poses. You don't have to be literally floating in the air, but you can get like, your arm or your leg, or what I'm talking about. The Easy Pose app is a referencing lifesaver. Oh, I've used, what is that pose app I use? Let me look at my phone. I forgot the name of it. Magic Poser. I've used that before, that app. There's another one called Handy, which is more like hands, obviously. And then Pose It is another one I've used before. But yeah, I've liked those apps for reference. Yeah, a lot of tools out there now that you can use. Before, we used to just have that like wood mannequin on our desk, and then, like I said, Polaroid camera to take pictures, because we couldn't develop them fast enough. We needed Polaroids. I said this already, but they definitely would have been much easier if I hadn't insisted on using scrap wood. That's okay. You'll forget, and the final product will just look all the better over a course of time. So no regrets, Comrade Sammy. Awesome one loves them. Nice work. Kind of thing I'm doing right now is basically methods I taught myself before I took any kind of art class seriously. Cool. The neat thing is like, as you're taking art classes, going back to like stuff you drew before or whatever, and reworking it, like redrawing old poses you did, or old, images that you drew, but with the new knowledge that you have, that's kind of a cool exercise as well. Because then you realize like, oh, now I understand. I mean, there was that one stream I was looking at some of my old comic stuff I had done, which is horrendous. No kind of anatomy understanding, or yeah, it was just all lines for the sake of lines, because that's what everybody else was doing. But just going through, and I always thought like, oh, I wonder if I went back and redrew those old comics, like how different they would be, and maybe they'd still look bad. I don't know. But yeah, I always wondered that. Like, it's like, now I know better-ish. So it would be kind of cool to see what would happen if I redrew those characters or redrew those comics. See what would happen. Before I started this doodle, I finally concluded my little saga of a sobbing man, though John is probably the only one that would know what that is. Little saga of a sobbing man, yeah. Where is John? I haven't seen John in a while. I feel like John, are you losing interest, John? Or are you too tired? Where is that man, John? I haven't seen him in a while. And about 90% of the people that show up in my chat are because of John. So I miss the guy. Spread the word. I miss the guy. Random page of staff holders. Nice. Imam calling John a sad old man. He's just one of 2 people I've shown any of the sketches. Awesome. That is awesome. All right, cool. Well, let's get started. Let's get going. Maybe I can get to 2 panels today. I don't know. That's being a little ambitious. Cool thing is, one of the things I was messing around with and why I wanted to do a master stream study today was I readjusted my desk camera because I was watching some of my old streams and it's cool to see the I mean, I wish I had multiple cameras. I wish I had a better camera that had a great zoom. I'm just using on this setup, on my drawing setup, I'm just using old tech, old iPhones as my cameras. I hope one day to get a really nice camera where you can kind of manually zoom and a nice arm on that camera. Excuse me. But it's cool to see the whole page like I have been doing. But I really thought I want to try one where I'm pretty close up on the page so you guys can really see closer on the panel in a better resolution. So I was doing some tests last night, moving the camera arm that I have, and it's not the camera arm equipment that I have is not it's not on a gimbal arm or a very, very quick movable arm. It's more, they're stiffer, what do you call these, braces that the arm is attached, because eventually I'm assuming I'm going to get a heavier camera to do an overhead shot, not an iPhone, because it'll be better resolution. Anyway, so it takes me a little bit to adjust height and move things around and whatnot, but I did a couple tests last night and I got it to a place. Unfortunately, it'll sacrifice seeing the whole page at once, but I'll probably readjust to that view when I get closer to finishing this whole page so that I can see the comparison between the original EISNER page and the final that we finish here. But since I'm just focusing on panel-to-panel inks right now, I decided to do a closer-up view, so I can show you guys that right now. Wait, what are you guys saying? What if John is really an old man? Should I be any wiser than to assume you are also an old man? So you're saying I have a chance. Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, here is the closer up view. Oh, oops. So this was the panel I worked on last time. See, isn't that better? You guys can really see it closer up. I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. I couldn't get it directly on top. It had to be a little bit of an angle because directly on top and this close where the camera is, I'd be bumping it all the time. It would be really hard for me to draw. So I had to do it a little bit at an angle. But do you guys like that angle? I like it to see it a lot closer. And like I said, since I'm just focusing on panel to panel, I just thought this is a better view. We'll try it out and see how it goes. The only other issue I don't like about this is when my hand gets in there, it's going to focus a little bit on my hand. You'll see all my hangnails, cuticles. I'm always laughing when Shanth does such a close-up image on his hand or in his drawing and I see his fingernails. Fortunately, he keeps clean fingernails. But Yeah, that's the only other thing. But other than that, I think it's kind of cool to see it this close. And hopefully you guys can appreciate that as well. So this is the panel I think I'm going to work on tonight. And there is quite a bit of very, very fine detail here, which we'll see how I feel with my brush, if I can hit those details, or I might just do it with the pit pens, because those have been really great for tiny details. I did some touch up on this panel off stream, a couple corrections here and there, a couple of tinier hatch marks, but it's coming along pretty well, nicely. So yeah, let's get going on this panel. Let me wet the brush. You guys won't get to see as much of that kind of stuff because it is so close up, but that's okay. We'll try it out. Maybe it'll be okay, maybe not. Hangnails are not difficult to manage. They're not, but you don't notice them until you do. You don't notice them until you're really zoomed into your fingers. So by then it's too late. All right, I'm just putting some ink in the inkwell. Oh man, I tried to order this other ink that I want to try, the Koh-i-Noor Ultra Draw ink. Tried to order it, got canceled on me for whatever reason. The seller canceled it on me. So then I looked at a local art store online, and they said they had it in stock. Went there over the weekend. I was super excited. I'm like, okay, I'm finally going to get this ink. They were out of stock. They couldn't tell me when they were going to get back in stock. And so I didn't get that ink. So I'm still using the same ink I'm started with, which is the Winsor Newton. Oops. That's also a problem if I hit the camera like that. I just totally derailed everything. Winsor Newton ink, Black Indian ink is what I'm using right now. Antoine Dennison, what's up, man? Are you using 300 or 500 series Bristol board? I am using, I think it's only 200. Let me check. Oh no, it's 300. 300 series. And it's been working good for me. It's like, I think it's a smooth Bristol. It's been working good. I haven't found like, oh, I wish it was a heavier stock or anything like that. It's been pretty good. All right, let me see if I can get used to this close, drawing it this close. And then the other thing is, like, I tried to adjust this camera so that when I lead forward, you're not just seeing the very top of my head, which I've noticed is pretty common, but you know. All right, let me see. This is new. Trying to keep it all in frame because we're so tight. Keep my mic close to my mouth. A little bit of adjustment. What was that? Found an old ticket to a music fest in 2016. Hopefully it's a music fest that you went to. What's up, Cranberry Landers? Back again.
This is a cranberry, full of power.
Awesome to see you. Rocky, that's my job. Yes, derailing. That is, sorry. Sorry for the autofocus too. It's going to shift around as my hands come into frame. That's not intentional. That is just the way that the iPhone works. Once I get a better camera, I'll be able to control that, the autofocus not autofocusing. And that'll be nice, because I hate autofocus for stuff like this. I hate it when it goes in and out of focus. It's really annoying. But what are you going to do? other thing I realized is I should probably before I forget, I'm going to get some Post-its so that where's my big Post-its? Where did my big Post-its go? Maybe I'm not going to get Post-its. Where did my big Post-its go? Well, should be okay. I was going to put Post-its on top of that panel that I inked already so that my sweaty hands don't sit on top of it. I know some people who draw, they even do people who draw digitally, they'll get those gloves that are like just covering this part of your hand. But I can't stand having anything on my hand when I draw. I remember when I was working like at an animation studio, people would put on those gloves for whatever reasons, for cleanup or just to keep the page clean so that things didn't smear. I couldn't stand it. It just bothered me. I think your camera setup is just fine. I don't need to see you in 8K. You know what? I kind of love the 8K. I kind of love it. I just watched, it's so funny you should say that because there's this couple, they're a YouTuber couple, and I just watched a video that the wife posted, and she was talking about upgrading from 1080p to 4K. And she said she just kind of dragged her feet the longest time because she's like, is it really worth it? Like, all the effort, the new camera, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the video, she was like, it was totally worth it. And I admire them a lot because I love the way their videos look and the content that they put out, just the quality of the content they put out. So one day I'll get there. Can draw pretty much the entire rest of the human body, but feet simply do not compute for me. Sounds like a Rob Liefeld comment. If anything, Rocky, 12K isn't clear enough to see that mug of yours. I don't need my face to be in 4K, but like the drawing, you know, you want that to be in, not 4K, but you want it to be good quality. Break the feet down into pieces, emo trash. I've grown used to that glove, though I can't stand having my sleeve down when I'm writing or drawing. Yeah, there's just certain things, certain quirky things where it's like you feel comfortable or not comfortable. I always just feel like if I have something on my hand, it's like one step disconnected from the page. And yeah, it's exactly it. It's like a disconnect for me between the page and my hand. So I do not like it. But I think, as the night goes on, because it is a little warm tonight. We had a warm day today. You guys saw it. It was really nice outside. Got into the 70s. I think in some places of the city, 80s possibly. But it did get warm. And so the night is a bit warm too, and that means my hand is probably going to sweat a little bit, and I don't want to sweat on this panel on the right here. Timmy Miller says, okay, I think I'm back for now. Cool. You're just lucky your skin is good, Rocky. Rocky Macabre, what's up, Rocky Macabre? Another Rocky. How you doing? My skin is not that great. So, you know, I don't need me to be in 4K. Just the art, just the art. I don't need to see my hangnails in 4K. Or my chapped lips. I just need to see the art. So you guys know, I always say this at the beginning, when you first start inking, your brush is newly cleaned, just at the beginning, man, the Winsor Newton tip is pretty amazing. And this first like load up of the brush holds a lot of ink, so actually should probably hit up like tiny details while I can, while the tip is really nice. Like this guy's face has like the very finest brush strokes on his expression. My head is still off frame. Sorry. Could just turn off my main cam since my head is totally off frame. But when I see other people draw, I kind of like to see not only what they're drawing, but what their head is doing. If that makes sense. Keeps you connected with the artist versus just seeing a bunch of hands. That's cool, got that detail in. I desperately want to know the context of that sketch. Horrible sketch, but it's from my dream journal. I know. Oh, is this something you posted? Awesome one. Nice. Now to draw along and mindlessly draw circles and cross contour blobs. Awesome. Timmy Mello putting his mouth, or putting his money where his mouth is. Is that the right expression? Giving his advice of doing exercises by drawing circles. He is doing them himself, so that's great. Putting his money where his mouth is. I think that's the expression. I think Dan Lawless does good instructionals on doing feet. Yeah, Dan Lawless is a great artist, and he has quite a few videos of him teaching how to draw. They're awesome. So check it out. He's really good, kind of good at breaking it down in a very concise, easy way. Getting to another meatball ear. Oh, sorry, was that off frame? That's the hard thing with this close-up view. Just a flick of the wrist, or a switch of my position, and I'm off frame. So hopefully that doesn't happen too much tonight. I gotta be careful that this shadow here doesn't look like a Hitler mustache. Whoops. Yeah, I'd say feet are pretty difficult emo trash, but ears are always weird. I'm never gonna be comfortable drawing ears. But I agree with Cranberry Langer's advice of breaking it down into pieces, or think big shape, middle shape, medium size, big shape. Bleh, I can't talk. Big shape, medium size shape, and then smaller shapes for the feet, and that might help. Or just put smoke. Big boots. That also works. I've dreamed of warm gloves I could draw with. I used to live near Chicago. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a whole different reason for wearing gloves. It's really a huge horse at a very far distance. The man is really far up on it. Emo trash. Didn't write anything next to that one. I think it was about entering the cube to escape the universe I'm in. I'm too big. Okay, you guys are talking about a drawing that I'm not seeing. Okay, I'm gonna let that conversation go. You guys, it's cold outside. How great is that? And the moon is orange. Nice. We just get to stare at Rocky's meatball ear. Yeah. See? Yeah. It's a problem there. God, I thought 30 pages I did before I quit writing my dreams and drawing them. Rainy in Cleveland. Yeah, we haven't had much rain in a while here. That's just how it goes here in Northern California. We always go from, oh my gosh, it's what do they call it? Atmospheric bomb. I always hear that. To we're in a drought. There's never anything in between. So yeah, it hasn't rained here in a while. Which I'm okay with. I'm not a big fan of the rain. For those of you who have heard me talk about before, I've been through several floods in my lifetime. And I have a bit of PTSD when it comes to rain. So I'm okay if it doesn't rain. It's fine by me. Wow, these are really, really sharp hatch lines here. Rain should join Discord, Rocky. I'm resisting. It's negative 1 billion Celsius degrees here right now. Fairly warm. It's Katie's Discord. I'd only share if she wanted me to. Yeah, I'm resisting Discord. I don't know. I can't keep up with all the things. So maybe I should eventually. The one thing I fear is like, and I've seen it happen to other creators, is on a whim, YouTube can go, we're shutting you down. And so then I'd lose all you find people if I didn't have another way of keeping contact. So I am toying with the idea of setting up a Substack or some sort of newsletter or something, but then you got to create more content for that, so it's like I'm not jumping to do it. But something where you're like, I can be in control of the people who follow me or subscribe to me, as opposed to hoping that I don't say anything that will get me banned or struck, or not that I say crazy things, but you never know. Never know how it goes sometimes. I've seen other comic creators too be really successful with it, kind of maintaining multiple points of contact with their audience. Am I in frame for you guys? All right. Dan is such a peculiar guy. It took me a while to figure out he's hilarious. Yeah, he's got a specific kind of sense of humor, and it's kind of, I feel like it's like a Midwest humor or something. But he seems like a really good guy. I don't know him that well, but he seems like a really good guy. Your turn to share a better sketch than mine. Commit to the Hitler stash. All right. See, talk about things that could get me banned. Here we go. We're already starting. It's a big taco. We call it a Hitler mustache as if Charlie Chaplin... Okay, fair enough. We will call it a Chaplin mustache. Charlie Chaplin mustache. Oh my gosh. Do it, Cranberry Lanterns. Do it. I couldn't grow a Charlie Chaplin mustache, aka Hitler mustache, if I wanted to. That's just not how my facial hair works. So if you can do it, I'd say do it, because not all of us have that ability. That would be kind of sweet. It's another one of those areas where the action lines are gonna cut into. I think I just need to draw. I need to draw this. Okay, there's already a couple things in my setup I need to adjust. I need to go find my Post-its because I'm starting to feel the sweat. And I have a couple of markers on my desk to tell me where to keep this page so that I don't go off camera. But those markers are coming up off my desk, so I need to secure them down a little bit better. So after the ink runs out on this load up here, I'm gonna go get those things, fix it. I hear my cat. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. Oh yeah, I was going to try some music too. I will try all the things once I run out of ink on this. Hang on. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He's like complaining at the door. Okay. Come on. Hopefully he doesn't try and jump up on my desk while I'm doing this. That would be not good. If you're good with receiving it as DM because the people I don't know in that... Oh, blah, blah. Concentrate. Black guys can still pull off the Hitler Chaplin Jordan mustache. Maybe it's not as obvious when they do it. Maybe. I would always shave my stash when younger. Walk around and do it. Oh my gosh. What is going on in the chat? What was originally at the end of the leg before I drew the foot was just the word foot. That works. That works. Adding text to... Okay, drawing your dreams is a really cool idea. That is cool. Now I'm making chamomile tea to have while I enjoy the cold weather. That's the Comrade Sammy move. It's one of the things I hated about living in California. No rain. Yeah, I mean, you know, you do need rain. But at the same time, when you have had bad experiences with rain, you don't really wish for it. At least not the kind of rain that caused the floods that we had, so I was always okay with it being, rather it be in a drought than downpour. But if we were in a different location, then I wouldn't be so stressed out about it. Eisner's characters, at least in the spirit, they're always wearing like three-piece suits or something. Like it's not just a jacket, but there's like a tie and a vest underneath the jacket. So complicated, but it makes the characters really real. They have all this layer of clothing. It's awesome. But it makes it harder when you're trying to reproduce it. It's a little off center. How long ago did you live in California, Antoine? And would you move back? California's funny. Today, walking around the city, you guys heard it as I was talking, like I kind of appreciate it. I was like, oh, okay, there are beautiful things about this city. It's not all just poop and meth like you see. You know, there's cool things to explore, fun things, food, locations, sites. So it was cool to be reminded of that. I think when you get cooped up inside and all you hear about or your only interaction with the city is like the bad things, then it's really hard. It's really easy to just be like, ugh, I hate this place. And I still do to a certain extent. There's things I just hate about this city. But there are cool things. And I feel like California is kind of like that. Like whenever I go visit LA, I've never liked LA. And apologies to anybody here who is in LA or from LA or loves LA, but I've never liked LA. And I've been to LA a bunch of times for work, and I have a lot of good friends that live in LA. There's so much art talent there and just cool things, lots of cool things. Talk about cool things to see and eat and entertainment capital of the world. But I just don't like LA. I don't like the architecture there. I don't like the weather there. I don't like the vibe. But then there's some times when I go and I'm like, it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool here. I don't like the sports teams in LA. Timmy Mello, you can appreciate that. There's a serious competition and disdain for between NorCal, SoCal sports teams. Are you gonna bug your brother? So I have both cats in here, and the cat that just complained and I let in, he's about to jump on the other cat and just like annoy him. Who the other cat's just sleeping in here. That's his move. To come in and bug his brother, steal his seat. Well, I said I was gonna stop after this ink runs out on this brush, but it hasn't yet. So I'm just going to go with it until it does. It's pretty amazing how much ink this holds in one go. Sorry, I know I'm way behind on the chat, but again, I'm just going until this ink goes out. We'll catch up on everything. I'll get the post-its. I'll adjust my setup. Look how thin. Oh wait, I'm kind of way out of focus. Sorry guys. Look how thin these lines are off of the brush. It's pretty sweet. Still going. It's cool. I feel like I'm moving a little faster than I did on that first page, first panel, which is nice. Maybe it's just because I'm starting to get used to the EISNER-isms. Oh, I'm starting to see the bristles split. Might be time to end it. I mean, not end the stream, but end this. Oh, no. Still going. Amazing. Still going. Look at that. Just cranking this dude out. Oh, I feel the ink going up a little bit. Sort of. Okay, let me catch up a little bit. I'm gonna call it on the brush. I can wash and reload. I've had one big flood. Wait, I'm way behind. Yeah, it's not cool. It's not great. We had 3, so pretty done with it. Don't worry, Rocky. Most people don't use Discord. It's just an occasional share. Okay. I won't worry. Cranberry, I would if I had a Rocking chair. Don't have one though. Hard concrete is. Lean up against the wall. John, there he is. How you doing, John?
Goes, what's your name? He goes, John.
I was just mentioning that I haven't seen you in a while. How you been, dude? I mean, it hasn't been that long, but definitely, I think a couple streams I haven't seen you. Hope you're well. Glad to see you this late evening. I am trying a new setup here. Seems to be working, but I do have to do some adjustments here now that I cleaned off my brush. So what am I doing? I am going to catch up on the chat. That's what I'm going to do first. Welcome 1984. Don't upset Big Brother. Many teas, but they all taste the same. Yeah, usually. I'm curious why people choose Substack over Patreon or something. I think Patreon... Substack is more of like a newsletter-y kind of thing. Patreon is like supporting artists or creators with like a monthly contribution, like some sort of subscription to support people. I think you can do things like that. You can make parts of your newsletter paid subscription parts, and you can make some free. So it's a little different, but I think Substack is more newsletter focused, from my understanding. Create your own website, nothing extravagant, but just keep in contact directly with your fans. Yeah, you could do that too. I just feel like these apps that are built for that kind of contact have more, it's just a better way of like aggregating it. As opposed to websites, it's like you got to program it or insert a plugin or maintain your own mailing list, like Excel. I don't know. So yeah, I think they do it really well now, like Substack. The other one is, there was another one that I saw, I can't remember, that was like a competitor of Substack. But yeah, I'm thinking about it. We'll see. John Woo, we thought you died. Do you know John Woo is one of my favorite directors, and I think his birthday was celebrated recently. So happy birthday, John Woo. Director of Hard Boiled, The Killer, amazing Hong Kong director, and American movies like Hard Target, Mission Impossible 2. I don't know. Hard Boiled is one of my all-time favorites. All-time favorite action movies. If you guys have not seen Hard Boiled, you should watch it. Chow Yun-fat. It's amazing. You never know with the YouTube regime. It's true. It's true. The rumors of my death are highly or greatly exaggerated. John's alive. You grow a Hitler stash first, Rocky. We'll see how that goes over. No, it would not. It would be like part here, kind of here. Like I could never grow a sweet beard. I kind of am jealous of people that can. Mine is like the typical patchy Asian, like blotchy. Yeah, it wouldn't work. I couldn't do it. Rocky, who said you have to have a server? You have to have a server on Discord. Just join like a normal person first. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It seems inevitable, but we'll see. Rocky Cop says, damn, I love Eisner. Me too. That's so much appreciation for his work and just his mastery of craft. It's awesome. I would love, if he was still alive, I'd love to see if he were to like create something new that was more modern, you know, more of this time, but it would like, as Eisner, I'd really be interested in seeing what he did. It's a very animation style. Oh, I think we're talking about something else, right? No, he was only mentioned because he's the one other who would have known what I was talking about. Oh, the Sobbing Man. Yes. What is this Sobbing Man stuff? Discord exclusive Sobbing Man. If it is John, it's when he had a spicy burrito. My cat has me trained to jump at the first meow. Dang it. Cats are like that. We think that we are the masters, but they think they are the masters, and they probably are the masters. They just are the masters of like annoying the heck out of you when you don't do what they ask for. But right now, both of my cats are... Aww. They're both sleeping back to back. It's really cute. I shared an awful sketch to give Emo some inspiration. Cranberry Langer says, I'm going to take off soon, guys. Okay, take care. It's Cranberry. Thanks for coming both to the previous stream and this stream. Love it. A cat? Never. See you later, Cranberry. Mystique is part of the Chat Ninja persona. We may never know. There's a great book coming out soon, Mystique, written and drawn by one of my favorite modern day or current day comic artists, Declan Shalvey. So I'm really excited for that series to come out. I think the first issue, I think it's a 5-issue series or 6-issue series, is coming out in November. So yeah, Mystique from the X-Men. I just finished rereading Wolverine, the Frank Miller, Chris Claremont Wolverine last night. That was really good. It's just so funny to hear the 80s exposition, though, the comic exposition. It's so different than the way things are written now. But there's some good stuff. It's like still early on Miller. Miller wasn't yet peak Miller in my mind. But there's some great stuff in that book. It was fun to reread that. I've been through 4 or 5, 6, maybe 6 typhoons. I know, Rain. Yeah. Rain is tough. It like gets in everything, damages, and it happens very, very fast. Like I remember all 3 of the floods that happened to us. The first time it happened, the first flood, was in the middle of the night. I heard somebody yelling outside, going, "Hello, hello!" And I was like, "What is that?" And we were a 2-story house. Master bedroom was downstairs, and I heard somebody yelling, and I saw flashlights in our backyard, and I was like, "What is going on?" And I stepped out of our bed straight into the water, and we had 3 feet of water in our house. And then the second time I heard a trickling, and I woke up and I was like, what is that coming from? And then I stepped into the water again. And then the third time it happened in the middle of the day, and the rain just like dumped down so fast. Like there was no stopping it. And we even, at that point, because we had been through 2 floods, we even had like barriers that I had bought. I had like researched these barriers that you put in place to try. And I'd always, every time it rained, I put it out. But because it was during the day, I hadn't put it out. I usually put them out at night. And once that rain started coming down, I was frantically trying to get the barriers in place. And it was no go. It was like too late. So it was very traumatic. See you Wednesday or Friday, if not sooner. Yes, definitely. See you later. Definitely Wednesday. That's the kind of clothing I put one of my other characters in. Wow, I'm so behind. Enjoy your trip. Eisner's semi-autobiographical comics are so cool. Yes, they are. They're really good. Oh, wait. Unhinged? What's up, Unhinged? Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Jason? How you been? The usual crossing paths. I know you've been streaming a lot too. I've been watching some of your streams. How are you doing? How's all the new stuff you're working on going? If Jason is here, I'm sure Shelby's like... Antoine Dennison lived in California back 2010 to 2012. LA, Los Padres National Forest. Okay. SoCal. Rocky, comparing San Francisco to not being all poop and meth is like asking how much is allowable in your food. 0. It's looking awesome, Rocky. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Unhinged. Here's the first panel I worked on the other night. Here's the second panel. We'll definitely get through this one. Let me get through chat, and then I'll get reset up here. John, glad to be done making shelves. Figure out something else to do while watching Rocky streams. Hit the like. Thank you, Unhinged. I live in a very small town now, Antoine Dennison. Do you like it better than the big city? Did you like living in LA? I can't stand the traffic there. I can't stand the architecture there. It's so ugly and fake feeling. No offense. For those of you who love LA, I mean, there's some great people there, really nice people. The art industry there is, animation in particular, is really awesome, and the artists year round, but I know I wouldn't fit there. Let's go Hanukkah brush. Allie has red hair. Who knew? I don't know what you guys are talking about. Allie usually streams in the dark, so I've never seen her actual hair color. Your control with the brush is amazing. Thank you, Unhinged. Thank you so much. I am struggling with it, but hopefully it's getting better, and that's the whole point of doing these. Like, I'm definitely more confident on this guy than I was over here, so we're making progress. But thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Doing all right, Rocky. Thanks. Wow, I mind. Twitter also kind of works. It does, sort of, as far as you're talking about, as far as like connecting with the fans, but you can also get banned from Twitter too. So, yeah, who knows? I feel like those kind of newsletter things, you own the audience. So that's why I'm leaning towards it. And a lot of my friends who have bigger audiences on YouTube, they usually complement it with a Substack. So we'll see. Speaking of Declan Shalvey, the artist writer who's doing that Mystique series, he did Old Dog. He's done a whole bunch of other stuff. He has a Substack. Is it Substack? Yeah, he has a Substack newsletter that comes out every other week. And he also has YouTube, which he doesn't use YouTube as much. He's more on Instagram Live. But yeah, his main thing is Substack, and he does it really well. He does reviews. He does kind of process stuff. He does what's coming out, what projects he's working on. So it's really fun. I'm aloof toward I'm aloof toward cats, and subsequently they tend to love me. That is the number one way to get cats to love you, is to not care about them, and then they just gravitate towards you. That's how they are. Let's see. That is traumatic. Yes. Yeah. Are we talking about the flood? Yeah, it's traumatic. It's pretty traumatic. That is traumatic. Yeah. Is Will Eisner who the Eisner Awards? It is. It is that indeed. The Will Eisner. Will Eisner. I'm Swell. Been very busy. Just started page 1 of Frog G2. Wow. Man, you're just working, man. Constantly working, cranking that stuff out. So admirable. I love it. It's great. I love your combo of your art and... Why am I forgetting his name? The guy who paints and colors over you. It's like cool combo. Frog G2, what? There was very little about LA that I liked. I went there for business, left when nothing was developing for me professionally. Okay. I'm beginning to think big cities remove all the trees to prevent unwanted campers. Yeah. Wasn't on live chat. When will YouTube stop with top chat? Yeah, I don't get the top chat thing. Maybe that's more applicable when people have a lot of people in the chat. But I'm all like, why would I not want to see what everybody's chatting? And how do you determine what is top chat? Ink spots. Yes, that's it. It's a great combo, your artwork and his coloring over you. Saw some of the, like the covers and I think one of the pinups you guys did, which was pretty awesome. So, Frog G thingy sign up. Nice. Okay, let me find my Post-its. Let me fix this marker I have on my board, reload up my brush, and let's get back to it. But give me 1 second. All right, Post-its. These are nice Post-its. I want to use nice Post-its. All right, let me cover this up so that I'm not smearing it. Then didn't want to do. That's better. Oh yeah, I wanted to try out some music so it's not so deathly silent while I'm drawing. Don't be mean to your brother. The best part is this one cat, the jerk cat. He kind of attacks or will like jump on the other cat and like bite him. But then the other cat like doesn't care. He really doesn't care. He's like, whatever. Sometimes he'll fight back, but other times he's just like, whatever. I think the cat, my cat that is kind of the jerk, the smart jerk, my hunch is he was the runt of the litter. And so he has this whole complex of like, feeling like he needs to like assert his dominance all the time. Yeah, for those of you who haven't, probably most of you already have, make sure you subscribe to Unhinged YouTube channel. He's constantly putting out streams and drawing, and it's a hustler. I love it. And when I first discovered your work, Jason, I just loved your passion. I loved your story of kind of the adversity you faced in life with your eyes, and but that you love comics so much that you're like, whatever, I'm gonna just keep doing it. And that is so inspiring for a lot of us, to just see somebody who loves comics that much, to just keep doing, loves art that much, that you're like, I'm just gonna, I don't know, these are the cards I've been dealt, I'm just gonna keep going. So super inspiring, man. All right, because I just cleaned my brush, I got nice tiny tip again. Nice precise tip here, so I can do these very delicate hatch marks. Oh yeah, music. Dang it, I forgot. So the volume of music that I hear is a little different from what you guys hear, so I'm gonna turn it on, but let me know if it's too loud. Like, does that sound too loud to you guys? It's a little loud for me, so I'm gonna turn it down. Like, how's that level? Is that okay? Antoine Dennison says, Rocky, did you redo your pencils? I remember a lot of red line work. No, I didn't. What I did was, after the pencils, I finished the pencils, I scanned it in and then did a non-photo blue filter on it to change it all to this lighter blue, so that when I ink over it, it's not so like strong and contrasty. So yeah, it turned all of the reds to this non-photo blue color. But good observation. Or your cat's just a jerk. It's a very, yeah, true. You guys are too great. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're awesome, man. Of course. Love it too. That's why I hang with you. Nice. I'm gonna have fun going through Unhinge's art videos. They all look amazing. Did you just now discover him, Timmy Mello? Yeah. I love it. And he does different kinds. Like that does sound loud. Doesn't that sound loud, you guys? But I don't know if that's just in my ears or you guys are hearing it that loud too. But sometimes Jason will do like just quick sketches, sped up sketches of whatever, like either trading cards or sketch covers, and then he'll sketch like whatever he feels that, like Wolverine sometimes, or like Alien. I loved your Alien Xenomorph sketch. That was amazing. And then he'll speed it up, and then he talks through his process a little bit, or just his thoughts while he's doing it. So that's really cool. And they're pretty short, right, Jason? They're not too long, which is awesome. They're like bite-sized, and he posts those pretty regularly. And then he also streams. He does a stream called Beard and Bowler. If I'm messing up the name, I'm sorry. I can't remember anything these days. Where he streams with another artist from either Australia? I think Australia. But it's fun. I think Jason has like, you got a funny just commentary all the time, and you guys have nice chemistry together, so it's really fun to just watch you guys banter back and forth. Oh, I saw the first episode. Did anybody see the first episode of The Penguin? Which is based off the latest Batman, the Batman movie. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it doesn't feel like Batman at all, other than the fact that he's Oswald Cobblepot. But there's nothing like superhero-y about it at all. It's more of like, it feels more like a mafia TV show. But I thought it was really good. It was really kind of gritty and I can't believe that Colin Farrell is Penguin. Like, it's so weird. Like, when he first broke into Hollywood, he was like the leading man, like gritty leading man, like, you know, good looks and bad boy kind of feel to him. But the makeup that they put on him and just his mannerisms, I'm like, that's Colin Farrell? Like, I couldn't, if I didn't know that was him, I would have never guessed it. So I thought he did a really good job as that character. And there's a girl who plays Falcone's daughter, who, I guess the story goes, she was locked up in Arkham Asylum. She was crazy. She's like a crazy serial killer kind of person. She's insane. And she's really creepy in the show. So it seems like she's going to be like the main counterpart, or like villain, if you can even call her villain, but main enemy towards Penguin. But yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes, that show. Like, does it need to be a Batman show? Not really, because there's no Batman in it yet. But I thought it was good. It kept me engaged the whole time. Music just ended. Okay, I'll do another song. Okay, let's see. Wait, no wrench for what? No wrench for Unhinged. All right, I gotta fix that. That requires a stop, a pause. I thought you were already wrenched. Come on. Did that work? Yes. Unhinged, you are wrenched now. It was a touch too loud. Okay, thanks, John. It's been a lots of sketch covers lately. Cool. Xenomorphs are so much fun to draw. I've made them about 10 minutes or less. I do too much sometimes. Nah, it's great. They're great, Jason. Speaking of xenomorphs, one of the places that Marty and I went today was this, like, they called it the, whatever, museum. It was like an arcade museum, kind of, with like really old timey, like they had like zoetropes in there, and it was awesome. I've been there before, but it's just really cool. It's free. You go in there and you just pay like a quarter. Tops, you pay like 75 cents to play these very, very old arcade games. Some of them are not even digital. They're like mechanical. But they do have some old arcade games in there, and one of the ones we played was an Aliens one. And it was so hard because it was really dark. I couldn't even see anything. So you're just mashing on, it's like a gun game and you're just shooting. And I mean, that's the point. That was really dark, but it was really hard to see. It was super fun though. And we also played the Simpsons arcade game. Do you guys remember that? That was fun. The 4-player one. It's very similar to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game of the time. I love that game. And they were only, I think it was only 50 cents. It's pretty awesome. Windsor Newton, man, really working for me tonight. Behaving. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Everyone is talking about the Penguin Show, and I binged Terminator Zero was amazing. Did you like it, Unhinged? Oh my gosh, I really, really enjoyed it. Like, I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, anime version. Like, you're just gonna like redo what we know to be the Terminator stuff, but I really, really liked it. And the story was great. It was like just a heartbreaking story of family and like sacrifice for family. Kind of a new twist on the time traveling like conundrum that Terminator's always, or the story of Terminator always brings. And then the Terminator, the villain Terminator, in that story was awesome with that like crossbow weapon. So good, so scary. Yeah, I really enjoyed that series a lot. I recommend that. The promo looked like The Sopranos with DC character. Yeah, it kind of is that. I think that's the pitch. It's like if DC was in a Sopranos universe or whatever. Like that kind of is exactly how they pitched it. So I'll be curious how they insert more superheroes or more Batman into that. I mean, the movie with what's his face? whatever that Twilight dude's name is. The movie with him, like, they went the route of like, okay, we're just gonna make it a little bit more real, less comic booky, the characters and stuff. But Robert Pattinson. And I enjoyed it for the most part. It's not my favorite version of Batman, but there was some stuff that I enjoyed about it. And like Catwoman wasn't really Catwoman. She was just like a cat burglar-ish girl. So I didn't like her as much as Batman himself. I liked him better as a cast than her. But yeah, she wasn't superhero-y enough. She was more regular cat burglar kind of person. Versus like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman, which I think is one of the best Catwomen out there. And so yeah, it's what was seeing the Penguin. It's like, well, it's more of the same of that kind of world of like realism, more realism versus comic bookiness. So yeah, we'll see. It always makes me question. I was like, well, then why did you do it in the Batman universe? But who knows? I wonder if they'll do a cameo. I wonder if Batman will have a cameo at all, or the other series I was going to tell you, Jason, that you should watch if you haven't already is the Batman Cape Crusader. I'd argue that the first episode of that with the new Penguin, which was like a female Penguin, was the worst episode. Because when I saw it, I was like, ugh, this is weird, and I didn't like her design at all, and yeah, I didn't like that story at all. It was just really weird. It felt like I was like, oh, you're just gender swapping her, and I wasn't into it at all. But the series itself was great because it builds on a plot. It's not just like each episode is self-contained, that's it. It's like it's all kind of building together. And I really enjoyed that one too. Like that along with Terminator Zero or some of my favorite recent animated things that I've seen. That makeup process was unreal. Yeah, for Penguin, yeah, it's really cool. And there's a lot of like close-up shots on him too, and you can't see you really can't tell that it's makeup. He looks like a weird, like he would be a weird looking dude if he was real in real life, but it doesn't look fake at all. Antagonists. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. Rocky doesn't want an artist with a wrench, John. I do. Sophia. Was that her name? Sorry, I know I'm a little bit behind in the chat. I followed the Bancroft method. No creators on my channel have wrenches. Really? Did I make a mistake? You're welcome, Unhinged. You're welcome. Welcome to the Mod Squad. That's right. That's right. Luke is the only creator with a wrench, and that's because he's the co-host of Topic List. Oh, okay. The Alien game was so cool. It was really fun. It's kind of impossible, but it was really fun. Who is Luke? Oh, Hockey. Yes, Hockey. That's right. Death Metal Hero. I thought it was awesome. Antoine Dennison, check it out. Check out that Terminator show. It's good. It's really good. And the soundtrack on that, too, is really good. It's like, it's Terminator, but it's not. It's a new thing. It's hard when you work on an IP that has so much history and so much content already out there, like very iconic content, So it's really hard to like create something new and keep it fresh, but also like respect what's been done before. And I feel like they did it on that series. And oftentimes when they like anime-ize, that's not even a word, but they take a Western property and then they do an anime version of it, that's pretty hit or miss for me. So when I heard that they were doing it for Terminator, I was like, I don't know. But it was well done. Look how thin. Can you guys appreciate how thin the 0.2 or number 2 Winsor Newton brush is giving me right now? It's crazy thin. These little, so crazy delicate, just with a flick of the wrist, but these little like pinch flesh underneath the eyes to give you the impression that his eyes are squinting. It's really, really delicate here. Just realized I've been holding my breath that whole time. I was about to pass out. I was holding my breath. So I didn't want to breathe and like screw up a line. I remember hearing people. So it's more with like. I mean, it applies to comic inking too, but I've heard it with. I had to do a job. It was an animated commercial, and we had to use ink. It was like a certain look that it was traditionally drawn, and the cleanup process, instead of using pencils, we had to use brush pens, and it was a very specific look. And if your lines, the thickness and the thinness of your brush lines didn't match up from frame to frame, you know, each frame in the sequence, the animated sequence, if it didn't match up, then you would get this crazy chatter when it was animating in the lines. So it was really important to get the right thickness from frame to frame and kind of control it. I'm getting flashbacks to it now as I'm working on this. But I remember some of the animators when I was starting on that job telling me it's like, you can't hold your breath. Like, you have to breathe while you are putting down the line, because if you hold your breath, you're going to start like shaking. Your hand is going to start shaking, especially if you hold it too long. So they would always say, like, when you're, drawing your line out, to like breathe out, exhale. It's just like when you're working out and you're like trying to lift a heavy weight, and you're like, it's not good to like, tighten up and hold your breath. You got to breathe into the lift. Same thing here. But I just did the opposite and like held my breath that whole time, and then I realized my line was getting shaky. Sorry, it's off camera. Oh my gosh, these guys with their brushes and their hair. It's too much. I'm gonna die here. Trying all this hair. It's beautiful, but it's hard. Oops. If I design a character, he's gonna be bald. So I don't have to draw all this hair. Holy moly. Rocky, do you know how long your brushes typically last? How do you measure that? By days since first used, hours on a brush, something else? Are you talking about like the whole life of the brush, John? Or the whole life of the brush? Or are you talking about like when I load it up and how long that lasts? By days since first use, hours on the brush, something else? I think it's just when it starts dying. Like if I can't get a nice clean point, and brushes get that way, like after a while the hairs start splitting too much or frizzing and you just can't get a clean line after a while, that's the time to get like a new brush. This brush is relatively new, just new since I started these master studies, so I'm assuming I'm going to have a while with it. But I'm also the kind of artist to like, I kind of ride things until they die, like tools. I'm not one to like, oh, this is not 100% perfect. I just kind of use it. I'm kind of cheap that way of like, I'm just going to use it until the wheels fall off. And I'm kind of like that about a lot of stuff. Technology, my clothes. I have t-shirts like from like when I was back in high school. Some t-shirts I really loved the design of or something, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hang on to it. They have like all sorts of holes in them. But yeah, so with brushes, I think it's just like when it stops giving you the line, that clean line that you want, I think it's time to get a new one. I think I need to draw this. Well, I'll just work around it first. But I need to draw that word balloon. Balloon, not babloon. So that I know where to end the artwork. But I still have other stuff to do here. You declined a wrench recommend, Antoine Dennison, didn't you? Am I misremembering? Mr. Monkey Boy, what's up?
How do you say monkey in French?
Wow, that's really quiet. Sorry, let me do that again.
How do you say monkey in French?
Because my music was low. Same slider for the music and sound effects. How you doing, Mr. Monkey Boy? Thanks for all the comments on the earlier stream from today. It was awesome. Learning that I still can't draw, except this time I can't figure out why. Zoe Kravitz. was the Catwoman. Yes. Yeah, she was all right. I mean, she's been in other stuff too. She was okay. Not my favorite. Antoine doesn't like the wrench. I'd give it to you, man, but I don't want to force it on you either. I hate seeing Batman work with the police. That just doesn't work for me. He works with Gordon, right? Is that his thing? I only caught the first episode of the Cape Crusader. Aside from the Penguin, I thought it wasn't too awful. Yeah, keep going. First episode, like I mentioned, is probably my least favorite episode in that. And it just starts getting better and better. It improves after that. And there's some really, really good stuff. And they're really great character stuff. And then it also gets pretty dark, which I like. Like, I think that was Bruce Timm's whole thing. Like, I felt like when he was doing this, when I heard that he was executive producing this show and show running the show or creating this show, the impression I got was like he wanted to do the Batman, which he always wanted to do from before, but couldn't because of all the restrictions and the standards and practices or whatever. So this is it feels like it's a more adult version. The stories are a lot more mature. What happens in the stories is a lot more mature, and the stakes are higher. So yeah, it's good. There's some great character stuff in it too. So I would make it past that first one with the Penguin. That one was really bad. I didn't like that she was a girl, and even if she was a girl, it was just a horrible design. It wasn't a good story. She was really annoying. Yeah, so it wasn't good. But they do have some cool new characters too in that, which is great. Feels like it goes back to the like pulpy kind of detective vibe of some of the very, very early Batman incarnations. Wow, I really misjudged that. I'm going to have to cut into this coat more to give some of this black space here. This looks like the Bob Hope drawings. Nice. Colin Farrell looks like every other comic book shop guy with that makeup. He's a comic book store owner, is the Penguin. Comrade Sammy, pipe down. We're trying to watch Rocky Inc. Though part of it is probably just me trying to translate a character from the series style into my own emo trash. Emo trash, the struggle is real. I feel ya. It's real. There was a Sofia Falcone. Yes! Traditionally as a brutal daughter of Carmine Falcone. So that's probably the character they opted to portray. But the serial killer angle is definitely a twist. Yeah, she is psycho. Total psycho in the show. And whoever that girl that they cast, I'm not familiar with her. I haven't seen her before in any other work. But she is great. She's got these really huge eyes, like these kind of crazy eyes, and yeah, her character's crazy. Like I was telling a friend, it felt like kind of the psychotic nature of Joker a little bit, which is like unpredictable, and I think that's the scariest thing about Joker is like he's unpredictable. Like there's no rhyme or reason sometimes for the crazy things he does, and nobody's safe, and that's how it feels with her. Like she's so creepy. So yeah, Sofia Falcone, that's right. The cool thing about the Penguin pilot too, or first episode, is they really play up his humanity a little bit. Like you get an inside look at him as a human. I know Tim Burton did that in Batman Returns, but it was still a bit cartoony. But yeah, the humanity of him and how he thinks, and you get to meet his mom in it even, and there's like an interesting relationship between him and his mom. And he's also like training this new kid to kind of be his next, I don't know if it's his second in command, but just like his apprentice a little bit. So there's an interesting relationship there. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad ink move right there. Oh. That was a little strong. That's cool. I wish I had that control with a brush. Looking really great, dude. Had fun. Gotta go. Sandman cometh. I love you. Love you too, man. Thank you for all the compliments. You're awesome. Love you too. Wow, it got all mushy in here really quick. I love it. Rocky just made me proud talking about weightlifting. Really? I'm lost in the hair I was. Oh my gosh. Hair is the most fun part. It is. It's a lot though. These guys are they got so much hair. So much hairstyle. It's awesome. I was enjoying the nice outdoors before you so rudely interrupted. Yes, the lifespan. I'm sorry, I'm behind. Yeah, just whenever it starts giving up and you don't get the line you need from it, I think that's time to call it. But I don't think I've talked about it on stream at least, but I have this I got this brush cleaner. And so after the end of a night or an end of an inking thing, I use this cleaner here. And what it is kind of this like soapy material, and you just wet the brush and you kind of stir it around in there, and it helps to dissolve the ink that's gunked up in the brush, because not only does it load up on the tip and the part that you're drawing, but the ink will also kind of collect down here at the bottom near the base of the brush, and the more ink collects under there and starts getting solid and gunked, the more it'll start spreading out the bristles of the brush. So that's why I like to kind of clean it. I'm a little OCD about it. I usually like to clean it at the end of each night, just to keep it fresh. And I think that's why when I start the next day, or whenever I start inking with the brush again, it has such a nice point, because it's starting off fresh, clean. And this is the first time I've actually used a cleaning solution on a brush before. Before I would just usually clean it with like soap, some like mild soap, and warm water. But this solution seems to help. I use brush shaper when they start fraying. There you go. Yeah, I've heard about that too. Rocky, walk behind a horse and carefully trim some tail. Oh my gosh. There you go. Decompress with a donut. I don't know. Maybe shouldn't be here with someone who doesn't know Otis. Okay, what is that? What is Otis? What are we talking about? You mentioned that in the comments, didn't you? Did I miss something? I have a theory. Gordon doesn't work with Batman. He realized that Batman is a mentally unstable billionaire, and by giving him leads, he can control Wayne's nocturnal antics. That's cool. I like that theory. That would be really cool if they kind of revealed it that way. I never watched that series Gotham. I think I watched it like a couple episodes. And that one focuses on Gordon, like a young Gordon. So, yeah, I never kept with that show though. And I think part of it's like, because deep down you're like, you just want to see Batman. And so if we're always seeing like young Bruce Wayne, it's like, okay, but I kind of want to see Batman. And who knows, that Penguin series might end up like that too, where I'll be like, I just kind of want to see Batman. Let's see, boom. I too have a theory, though. These ACAB people want chaos like Gotham for the rise of a Batman. And that's precisely why we love Joker. Yep. Batman must fill prisons and prays they get released so he can fill them again. He is in a endless loop. Theory, Batman needs therapy, and they actually do that. If you watch that, that's one of the things, one of the plots in the new Batman show, the new Batman cartoon, Cape Crusader, is he meets up with a therapist. And I mean, it's not that big of a spoiler alert, but I'll just say it anyway for the sake of chatting about it. His therapist ends up being Harlequin, the new Harlequin for this show. So, but it's really fascinating because she like psychoanalyzes Bruce Wayne, and her, after his like sessions of meeting up with her conclusion is basically like, you need a lot of help. You are very detached from reality. Bruce Wayne, you're very detached from reality, and either you're hiding something. She didn't know he's Batman, but she's like, you're either hiding something or you are the worst person. You're such a like shallow, horrible person. So it's pretty fascinating. Like, they have this kind of back and forth of her trying to figure him out and trying to dig deeper, and him trying to evade her efforts. But you also get the sense of like, he's a little nervous that she will figure out that he's Batman. So it's kind of cool angle. Here. Batman isn't real. Seems most billionaires just look after themselves in reality. Yeah. Your mouth slime accumulated on the handle. Mine did? Did I slime a handle with my mouth? That's gross. You have to be OCD about brushes, otherwise they won't last at all. Yeah, you do. You kind of do need to take care of them. And they will take care of you. Hmm? And I'm more careful with like this particular brush, with this Winsor Newton brush, because it's my most expensive brush. While the other brushes that I have, I mean, I still clean them and such, but I'm not as careful with them. Like my Hobby Lobby brush, or just the rando brushes that I have for like the fat areas or the whiteout. I use kind of cheapo Michaels generic brushes. Wow, that arm's a lot shorter than it is in the original. Whoops. Otis Redding. Oh! Yes. Thank you, Mr. Monkey Boy. Yes, we were talking about sitting on the dock of the bay earlier today, and I did not pick up on the Otis Redding reference. So, apologies. Shame on me. I know what you're talking about now. But I don't think he was talking about San Francisco, right? That was my question. I don't think that that song's about San Francisco. But correct me if I'm wrong. Oy, oy, oy. This ashtray is way more complicated than it needs to be. More holding my breath. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying? John Elon also building robot plant in my town to take away people's jobs next year. I thought it was Otis who made elevators. That's right. There is the Otis elevators. Katie, how are you? Whoa, my voice. Katie.
Say cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
No. A cup of tea.
Twice in one day. Did we catch both ends of your day, Katie? From this morning stream and to this stream now? That's awesome. Glad you made it. Rocky will get to you in about 15 years. I could just skip over chunks. I could be like careless like that and skip over chunks and just miss important conversation that you guys are passing on. I could do that, John. Or I could just be way behind in the chat. I still need to find that rhythm. So far, 20 minutes is the way I do it. Katie packing her bags for her vacation in Florida. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Comrade Zampy. Thank you. Thank you for giving me that. She's already packed. Awesome one. That's amazing. I usually pack the night before. It's a rather controversial change and kind of tells you a lot about Bruce Timm's interests. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Bruce Timm personally. I don't know what... I met him once as a young, excited, new kid in animation, and wanted to show him some of my artwork. And I was so nervous. Had my portfolio, saw him at a con. I don't even remember what con it was. And I remember I was with one friend. I can't remember which friend. I don't think it was Sean, but it was with a friend. And they were just like, just do it. Just go show him, you know, like, don't be nervous. And I did. And I said, hey, I'm a huge fan. Mr. Timm, huge fan of your work. I was wondering if I could show you some of my work, my portfolio. And he immediately was like, nope, I don't do that. And I was like, and it was like really abrupt. And I was just like, oh, okay, can you sign my book? And my dreams were dashed. But dang it, I love Bruce Timm's work so much. He's really good. But I've heard he's not the friendliest dude. He's a bit of a curmudgeon. So I didn't take it personally. I just cried for the next 4 years. So don't do that, folks. If you ever get in a position where some young kid wants to share their work with you, please, 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 just take the time to look at it. Okay, I gotta draw this word bubble placeholder to finish off this stuff. And also work on this. Emo's done with her drawing. Toothbrush slime. Oof. Emo, find some horsehair and... I don't do brushes personally. I always hated painting. Still do. I hate painting walls so much. Prep and sanding and sanding and sanding. Yeah, that's a totally different thing, painting walls versus painting a picture. But I think I mentioned that I worked with a... I think I mentioned to you guys that I had worked with a sign painter before. I designed a mural and I'd worked with a sign painter. And watching him work was such an it was like an art form. Seeing his techniques. Yeah, I do remember talking to you about it. His techniques and yeah, prepping the wall, prepping the artwork, transferring the artwork onto the wall. It was so awesome. Like he really embraced, or like the whole artistry of it was in his blood. The craft. Whew, this is tiny. I love this dude's expression. He's so happy that Spirit's getting the snot beat out of him. And then once again, he's wearing like a complicated overcoat with a suit underneath it. My gosh. Painting is fun. I just stink at color theory and placement of paint over paint to create something. Katie's awake, just about to make coffee. Probably prefer painting a wall than making a creative painting. Really? Okay. Color theory is the easy part. It's basically doing what Rocky's doing right now. That always sucks for me. Color theory is hard, though. I'm doing this because I don't have to worry about color theory. Just black and white. I mean, I think that's where, like, computers... You really benefit from computers with color stuff. Because that's where you need to, like, try things out. Doesn't work. And some of the best colorists I work with, not just for comics, but like productions or animation, are people who are fantastic painters too. Okay, how does this work? Goes like this. Oh, okay, so I am wrong. It is about San Francisco. I guess I just needed to hear you. Ugh, ew, there's an ant. I guess I just needed to hear you sing it. I stand corrected, Mr. Monkey Boy. Thank you. Cup of tea. Cup of donut. I don't care for it. Doesn't really suit what I'm going for. If I ever do start delving more into colors, it'll probably be the colored pencils I already have. Maybe one day I'll try out markers. Oh yeah, like I know there's a lot of comic book artists that use the Copic markers. I've never... The closest I've worked with something like that is like Prismacolor markers. But I know the Copic markers, they're all about like the blending and... Yeah, there's some awesome artists out there that are really good at that stuff. I am not one of them. I haven't tried Copic markers really. Partially because they're kind of expensive. And again, I go back to being cheap. Maybe that's why I like black and white artists. Because it's just you and the ink. None of this fancy schmancy color stuff. Get out of here, you punk, Bruce Timpton. Yeah, it was a little painful. Braver than I'd be ever be, Rocky. You know, I've met some great creators too. Dave Stevens was really nice. Mike Allred was really nice. Kevin Nolan was really nice. Who else have I met? Big time comic creators. Yeah, Kevin Nolan, when I met him, it was like, I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I literally said, I said, you're Kevin Nolan. And he was like, I am? And he was like, you know who I am? And I said, are you kidding me? You're like one of the greatest artists of comics. And he was so taken aback that I knew who he was. I guess he just wasn't used to the attention. People always flocking to like the Jim Lees and the Todd McFarlanes, all the Image guys. But yeah, I loved his stuff. So I got him to sign things and he was really, really nice. I know Shant has a great story about Todd McFarlane and meeting him and how friendly he was, even at the height of his career, to him as a kid. And it doesn't take much. It really doesn't take much to be kind. I'm trying to think, who else have I met? Comic book artists that I met that were nice. I usually shied away from any kind of big artist signing or anything like that. That's not my thing. Jeff Darrow was nice. Mobius, got to meet him. He was super nice. Gosh, these shadows are so complicated to create. Hungry now. John, if we meet, I will be disappointed. I learned early to only show my work to editors. Artists don't do the hiring. Yeah, I don't think I was even looking for a job. I think you're just kind of at that age. You're just like, at least I know I was, I was looking for my hero to like look at my stuff and go, great job, kid, or, work on this. Like, give me some pointers or, great start or nothing. He wouldn't even look at it. That was the insult right there. He wouldn't even take the time to look at it. It's just like, no, I don't have the time to do that. It's like, oof, all right. Pretty good experience with meeting Mike Barr. Cool. Creator of Damian Wayne. Awesome. Last artists I met were Battle Pug creator and some G.I. Joe artist 7 years ago. That's awesome. I'd honestly wager to say that if I could figure out the suit and coat combos, they're not complicated. Eisners are pretty complicated. It's easier to dunk on myself because I'm beating my opposers to the punch. There you go. Too cheap for Copic markers? Yeah, it's a hard entry point because you can't just get one marker. You got to get like a set. And then you got to get the blenders or whatever. That's the whole thing with the Copic markers, is to be able to like build up the colors. My gosh. Okay, emo trash. An assignment for you is to study folds. And that'll get you halfway there when drawing Will Eisner stuff. Because, man, does this guy draw a lot of folds. And they all feel accurate. They're not just, like, made-up stuff. We'd have to do that. We'd have to draw still lifes of, like, fabric, draped fabric, lit differently, and know how things fall, how gravity falls with the fabric. Man, I can feel my contacts drying out. I'm not blinking. I'm not breathing, not blinking. I'm gonna pass out. I have studio ants, that's right. Katie loves Copic markers. Awesome. Yeah, they're cool. I just, I have not used them. We've got to the name dropping portion of Rocky's stream. I guess Mobius was a big fan of Twin Peaks. Nice. I didn't know that. That would make sense, though. It seems like the kind of show he would enjoy. It's like really heady, high concept show. there's anything harder to draw than folds or hair that Eisner does, it's shoes. So he picks these like complicated angles and these very specific kinds of shoes. Will really loved his chins. He did. His chins had chins. Why does coffee not make itself and appear in my hand? I don't want to get up. Sometimes I wish that about sleep too. I wish I could just like levitate, take a shower, and be in my bed. I fall asleep on the couch sometimes, like if I'm watching TV or reading. And the worst feeling is like you waking up at like 2 in the morning and realizing, dang it, I have not taken a shower yet. So I still have to take a shower, get up, get in bed. And sometimes I'll just go back to sleep. I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with it. And then I'll wake up again. I'm like, oh, I got to get up. Because I'm a nighttime shower kind of guy. I can't go to bed dirty. And so, yeah, it's really frustrating. And it's at those times I'm like, man, I wish I could just press a button and be showered and in bed. Elon Musk, invent something like that. Oh. Forgot my music. Let's try music again. This panel is epic. Rocky, stop holding your breath. Your contacts will thank you. My contacts are going to pop out of my eye. I'm not blinking enough. Let's see. Let's put on something here. Lower that a little bit. I typically draw folds on most characters, though most of the time it is kind of just quick and sloppy because by the time I figure out the body, I don't have the energy to spend a lot of time on clothing. Yep. Probably another part of my problem is that my entire style is simplifying everything because I ain't got the patience to be meticulous. Yes. That guy in the background with his feet pointed upward. I know, right? Like you couldn't have made that any simpler. Will? Jeez Louise. Almost here. Almost here. Almost there, guys. Is that the name of the music that Shelby uses? Isn't it Duck something? Alright, cool. There's that background dude. We're gonna go do the word balloon and then, oh my gosh, that's that pow, or that action burst on Spirit's head is gonna be painful. I think I'm gonna do that with the pit pen. So, is the showered and in bed more of a Rocky wish or a Mrs. Ballesteros wish? No, I'm always a night. I've always been a night shower. Fortunately, we're on the kind of same shower requirements or habits where we're both nighttime shower people. For the same reasons, like we just like to go to bed clean and wash the day off. Yeah, that would be tough if you're married to somebody who had different shower habits. Showers. I totally didn't close my eyes for a few seconds there. Emo trash, go to bed. Wow, Strathmore using the fancy stuff. Well, Yes. Is Strathmore considered fancy? This is actually the printout. It's because it's a scan, and then I printed it on this blank paper, and so this is from the original page, but it is also Strathmore paper. Is that considered fancy? Every now and then I'll just go, huh? What? And wake you up, emo trash. Shower before bed, not me. A KFC wipe on the testiculars, and I'm gross. Nasty. Yeah. I've always showered before bed. I don't know if that's a Asian thing? No, not necessarily. I don't think it has anything to do with race. I'm just saying, maybe it's because I live in a city where there's like poop and germs all over the place. I don't want to be bringing any of that in bed. It's gross. I'm also a no shoes in the house kind of person. Like, take your shoes off before you walk in my house, which is typically an Asian kind of thing, but it's not like a cultural thing for me of like the Japanese where they have to like take the shoes off and put on the slippers. It's not like that. It's just like, it's nasty. Don't bring your dirty shoes in my house. But I know people differ in that too. Now everything's pink. Now my earbuds are telling me they're dying. Guess I should. Yeah, go to sleep, Yamo. Have a good night. My shower habits tend to flip-flop all over the place nowadays. Sometimes it's the morning, sometimes it's at night, sometimes just randomly in the afternoon. I mean, it also depends on the weather. Like, I know when I'm in really hot weather, sometimes I'll take 2 showers. Like, it is nice to wake up to a shower, but I won't forfeit my night shower for that. I'll just take 2 showers. I need to clean this brush. It's starting to fray. Clean my water too. I was hoping to get through this whole thing with just one water and one ink well of ink, but I might have to clean it out and restart. Let's see. Yeah, take your shoes off is commonly Asian, but I've seen other races do it too. Yeah. This stream is rated D for disgusting. Oh, it did go pink. You're right. Weird. Ah, that must be like a auto exposure thing that the iPhone's doing. Or a true tone thing, maybe. Let me check. Hang on a second. It might blur out. It might be like a display true tone thing in the settings. Display. No? True tone is off. Night shift, raise to wake, full tech automatic, true tone, automatically adapt iPhone. Yeah, it's off. Dang it. Why are you turning pink on me? I don't like that. This is why I gotta get a better camera. This is why I got to start making money off of this kind of stuff so that I can afford better equipment. So that, you're not getting... Yeah, I see it. Stop. Stop with the pink. Is it because I'm leaning in? That's weird. It's like freaking out. Okay, just bear with it, guys. It's just trying to auto exposure itself. Trying to be too smart. I wasn't having these problems from the distant view, so maybe, I don't know. I'll go back and watch the stream and see if it was worth it to do the camera so close like this. Thought it would be, but if it's turning pink all the time, forget it. Okay, I'll try and work a little faster. For those of you who are falling asleep, okay. Swinging light is done. Man, I wonder how many parts I'm going to have to this Will Eisner series. We're already on part 5. It's my head making pink lemonade. John, you and your spaghetti. I ate spaghetti today. I cooked spaghetti today. It's really good. Falling asleep. Katie just woke up. I got my 4 hours ready for a marathon. Nice. Speaking of Katie, what time is your stream this morning? 3 hours, 11 a.m. your time. You lettering this one as well? I don't think so. I was debating doing it, and it might look weird that there's just empty bubbles. I feel like this one here in particular is going to look like a turkey on his lap. But I just feel like there's so much room for error in me trying to letter this too, and it's not really the point of the whole exercise. Like, I'm just trying to master or study the inks and the artwork and not necessarily the lettering. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it, at least not at this moment. However, I do really admire artists who hand letter their stuff. There's a certain look to it. Even with some of the best computer lettering now, there's just something to books, and tell me what you guys think, but there's just something to books that are hand lettered. Kevin Nolan, speaking of Kevin Nolan, that artist, like he would hand letter stuff, and his lettering was beautiful. He designed some great logos too for create, like he designed the Hellboy logo and a bunch of other stuff. He's just a, like, lettering is just one of the talents he has on top of being an amazing artist and a great inker. So how am I going to do this? I should draw the explosion first and then do the door lines. So yeah, if I were to do my own book, would I hand letter it? I think I would hand letter some things, but not everything. But I love seeing independent books that are just like from the old times, like in the 80s or whatever, and seeing the hand lettered stuff. It's just so cool. Wow, I am way off on that, where that explosion is on his head. Oh well. Live and learn. Oops. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be like 9 to 10 parts to this master series, where I've been averaging like five parts. Because it's taking me like one panel per sitting. Whoa, I was really off on that. Spaghetti and pizza. Yeah, it was a double Italian day. Groomsmen had pizza and spaghetti. Yes, I did. To change your hoodie now. What happened, Comrade Sammy? All right, let me just get this window. Almost there with this window. I'll have to cut in these white effects here. Maybe I'll use the jelly roll pen for those streaks. All right, I'm almost out of ink. Oh man, do I have to get more ink? Just missed it. Just almost did it with one fill with the ink. Doot, 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 doot. That. Here. So I do need to add a little bit more ink just to color in these black areas. I'm gonna do the. Okay, we'll hold off on that. That'll do the I'll fill in all those blacks at the very end for this panel. But I will clean my brush off really quick and use the Pit pen. How you guys doing? Almost there, people. Rest in peace, hoodie. Peanut butter jelly roll pen. Peanut butter jelly time. John, no one's told me that before. You'll be the first. I love this. Katie says, I don't understand anything the chat is saying. You know what, Katie? That makes two of us. Just go with it. Just go with it. All right. We're going to do this explosion. Not explosion. This impact on Spirit's head with the Pit pens. That's just because it's just so squiggly and I just gotta like kind of roll with it here. What was he thinking? Eisner, what were you thinking? Why so complicated on this impact? Like, what were you trying to communicate here? Was it because it's like vibrating pain? Because if it were me, I would have just done the simple kind of boom, 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 boom impact, right? But this is so like noodly. So there's got to be a reason why he chose to do it this way. I just can't figure out why. It's definitely easier with the pit pen. Bow. Bow. Ouch. Let's go ahead and finish this. Okay. Punchy, punchy. Should I go ahead and just draw this? It's a little different than. So I'm going to say this. Oof. We've come full circle. Me and you are back to being partners in crime and confusing Rocky. And Katie. And Katie. Well done, Rocky. Thank you, awesome one. Okay, spaghetti is all done now. Nice. What kind of spaghetti did you make, John? I gussied mine up today with the usual, sauteed onions and garlic. But this time I added a red pepper and a yellow pepper. Both in there, and it sweetened up the sauce. Gave it a nice little texture to the flavor. And then, because I was feeling fancy, I put in some fresh basil, which is really nice. I've heard a lot of chefs always say that, like, doesn't take much, but adding in fresh herbs makes a huge difference, as opposed to like dried herbs or like a seasoning. And it did. It was really good. And then for the vegetable, I decided to saute some sugar snap peas And I saw this one recipe recommend adding in some lemon zest. So the funny thing is we have this tree that we planted, I don't know, 4 years ago in our backyard, and it's a lemon tree, but it never produced any lemons. I don't know if it was the soil or just we didn't take care of it right, or the weather. Just didn't produce any lemons. But just last week I was out clearing the yard a little bit, and I saw a tiny lemon had dropped on the ground. And so I picked it up, and I was like, to my wife, I was like, hey, we got our first lemon. And we were amazed. It was pretty pathetic, but we were amazed. And so when I saw that the recipe today recommended some lemon zest, I took that tiny lemon and zested it. Oh, I guess I made that too long. Oh well. I zested it over the sugar snap peas, and it was good. It was good. Added a little freshness to it. But pretty much all that lemon gave me was just a tiny bit of zest. That's it. No juice, nothing. It was a really small lemon. But it was our lemon. Okay. Now that turkey bubble's in, I can fill in the blanks here. I mean, it is faster to ink with the dang pit pen, but you're missing on the creativity and the artistry of the brush. Don't tell Jason, he was just like totally hyping me up of my brush control, and here I am with a pit pen cheating. Don't tell Jason. Alright, cool. So that's in. That's filled in. This leg is filled in here. We're almost there. This, and then I'm going to use the brush to blacken in that area. Am I missing anything? Oh, blacken in here. So, just so I don't forget. Tick, 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 tick. Just regular spaghetti. Spaghetti was black pepper, garlic powder, nice. Oregano with Parmesan cheese. Yeah, love me the Parmesan cheese. You know what is my trick is, oh man, I'm so lazy. I should clean this out before I do it, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm totally lazy, guys. I'm just gonna dip straight into my inkwell. I mean my ink bottle here, instead of putting it in the inkwell, because I'm totally lazy. I don't want to clean it out. I just have to blacken in these areas. My trick with spaghetti sauce is a little bit of sugar, because I do like my spaghetti sauce slightly sweet. Must be a Filipino thing. They're known for making their spaghetti actually very sweet, but I like just a little sweetness to go with the acidity of the tomato-y base. And excuse me, secret ingredient is a little bit of ketchup. Yeah, because the ketchup has like vinegar in it and some flavoring already, and then some sugar, some tomato, like tomato paste is part of the base of ketchup. So try adding that into your spaghetti sauce. It's really nice. But I guess everybody likes their spaghetti sauce a certain way. It's one of those foods that like everybody has their own way of making it. And I love a lot of cheese in my spaghetti sauce too, or on top of my spaghetti. Man, I'm hungry for some spaghetti now. It's late, but I'm hungry for some spaghetti. Actually, I have some hummus. Maybe I'll eat some hummus. Midnight munchies. Maybe it's because of all that exercise from today, huh? My body's like, you've never burned that many calories in one day. You crazy? Okay, there. Totally contaminating the sink. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Double the stream, double the Rocky today. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I don't think I'm streaming again tomorrow. Although it would be cool to do another panel, but I don't think I am. Gotta catch up on everything that I didn't do today because I was out with Marty. It was worth it though. Wow, that's cool. Adding in those shadows all of a sudden adds something. Oh, sorry. This is not in frame if I rotate it that much. Wait till I take off the post-its and we look at the two panels together. That's going to be cool and exciting. All right. And I know I still need to do the... I still need to do the cut back in with the white on the first panel that I worked on. With the like action burst, I need to add in that white, but I'll do that. I think I'll do that towards the end of all these panels. Oops. See that mark right there? That's from a smear on my hand from the wet ink. So good thing I put Post-it, or it would have gotten on that panel. Boom. Miss anything? I gotta cut back in white on the windows. Make this snow-covered window a little bit more varied. Boom, boom, boom. I think that's it. I guess this is a little higher. Can go a little higher. Boom. All right, let me close this before I spill it. And double check if I missed anything. Jason should do ASMR videos with just his nib scratching while he draws. That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not a good habit putting sugar in it, but it tastes good. Cuts acidity, that's right. I put a little sugar in mine, Katie says. Nice. Not just weird me. I have not made my own sauce in years. It's actually not that hard. I was talking with Marty about it. I was talking about cooking dinner. And he's like, do you just use ragu? And I'm like, no, I actually make the sauce. I use like a jarred sauce, but it's just as the base, and then I add to it. I can add canned tomatoes. Definitely the onions and the garlic help. But yeah, it doesn't take that much long. Used wine. Yeah, wine actually would be really good. Like a white wine, that would be really yummy. Grapes and spaghetti sauce? Oh, the wine? Means tomorrow we'll doubly sleep in. Yep. John, you'll be happy to know my pizza has pineapple on it. I've got the SF and Marty party stream on my playlist to watch tomorrow. Awesome. Let me know what you think, John. Yay, pineapple. Is there some protein in your pizza, Comrade Sammy? Whoops. Whoa. Like cheese? Cheese is protein. There is line you missed between the cigar smoke. Oh. There's a line I missed between the cigar smoke. Really? You mean the white line? Like here? I don't see it. Can't fix this though. So I got the smoke here, there, the cigar, and I do have to cut in the white here. There. Boom. Boom. Let me know. Where's my missed line? John. Who said between? Oh, behind the cigar smoke. There's a line I missed behind the cigar smoke. Okay, this is where it's very difficult without somebody here pointing. Are you talking about this white part here that I have to cut into? There's a line you missed behind the cigar smoke. I'll have to... behind the cigar smoke. Like here? Never mind. Oh. Oh, this blue line. Yeah, this was just kind of my original pencil. Like there's some corrections I did on the fly here, inking like this here, and yeah. But there we go. Okay, let me remove these. This is I haven't drawn the borders yet, obviously, but look at that. Huh? Pretty cool. That is jam-packed. Those first two panels there are jam-packed with all sorts of crazy ink shenanigans. So that's pretty cool. Sorry, it's at a slight angle. I mean, I can adjust it, but you guys get it. And I'll evaluate. I'll watch this stream tomorrow probably and see if it was worth it to have it this close, or if I go back to the top-down view or farther out view. I don't know. I don't like that it was going pink though, like Mr. Monkey Boy was noticing. John says it's looking good. Thank you so much, sir. Wow, it's late. 12:30. Gotta have the meats, Comrade Sammy. I had tons of meats. We had pepperoni and sausage today on that pizza. So good. It was a really good pizza. But yeah, here we go. We're on our way. We still got all this to do. Yikes. But this is going to be a good page when it's done. When it's all said and done, this is going to be a good page. All right, well, I am officially tired. Officially tired. But we got there. 12:30 there, Rocky. So what time here? John, I'm guessing you are 2:30. Did I guess that right? 2:30? Or are you East Coast? Dang it, I always keep forgetting. I think you are not East Coast. Between 2:30 and 3:30. John, it's later for you. Katie says, fantastic work, Rocky. I kind of like the pink tin on it. You're silly. It's weird. Why would it do that? 3:32, John. John is East Coast. John and Shanth, same coast. I think Awesome One is 2 hours. I'm not sure. I was tired when I started the stream. I'm even more tired now. I need a shower. Speaking of showering before I go to bed, I got the San Francisco sweat walking around the city with Marty on me. So I gotta wash that off and get ready for bed. I gotta wake up early tomorrow for various reasons. But this was a good day. Shanth and I share the same time zone. I will remember that from now on, John. That will not be fresh. But Shanth doesn't really... I mean, he's in the Pacific... I mean, the Eastern Standard Time Zone. But Shanth lives in Shanth Time Zone. He doesn't really live in any time zone. He lives in the Netherworld Time Zone. I would be surprised if he pops in here and tells me to go to sleep, like he usually does. But anyway, I won't keep you guys any longer. Thank you so much for being here. Please like the stream if you did. If you don't like it, that's cool. But thank you for being here. Go watch the earlier stream, John. It's totally different, but it was fun. It was shot in portrait mode. We drew maybe like 10 minutes of the stream, and the rest was us just walking around the city and looking at stuff and having fun, eating pizza. But it was really good. The panel you did looks great, by the way. Thank you, Comrade Sammy. I appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys watching, cheering me on, making me laugh, and telling me to double stream today, which we did. We did it. But anyway, yeah. Thank you. Like, subscribe, yada, 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 yada. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Comrade Sammy's in the credits. Peace. Take care.